Welcome in. Alrighty, we're gonna be doing some decimal work today. Okay, so if you know anybody that's been struggling with decimals, this is what we're gonna be working on for the next few minutes. Okay, so find the sum. So we're gonna line when you're adding decimals, you guys, you must remember to line up your decimals. Okay, so we're gonna do 86.376. We're going to add. Try not to use no calculator with this. Welcome in. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July out here in the States. So 2 plus 6 is going to be 8. 5 plus 7 is going to give us 12. Carry the 1. And then 8 plus 4. Okay, so 3 plus 1, 4. So it's going to be 12. Carry the 1 again. 6 plus 4 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Bring down your decimal. And then 8 plus 8 is 16. All right. Okay, so let's go to B. Again, remember the most important thing when you're finding the sum of decimals, you have to line up those decimal points. Okay, 3338. And then we're going to add 111.89. Okay, we're going to add down. So 8 plus 0 is 8. 9 plus 3 is 12. Carry the 1. And then we have 9 plus 3 again, because 8 plus 1 is 9. Carry plus 3. So we're going to do 12 again. Bring down our decimal point. And then 4 plus 2 is 6. And then 6 plus 1 is 7. And 1 plus 1 is 2. All right. Any questions on those? Any questions? Anybody got any questions? All right, so we just did sums, okay? Now we're going to go to differences or subtraction, okay? So we're going to do a couple of subtraction. Again, whether you're adding or subtracting, remember you have to line up your decimals whenever you add and subtract, okay? So we're going to start with the 322, and we're going to minus that from 241.721. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting, right? Because we have no digit right here, but we can always put a 0. And what, like if you're teaching your kids, what you have to understand is you have to ask them, if you have nothing, can you take away from it? And they're going to be like, no, of course. So we have to borrow. Okay. So we're going to borrow 1 from this 9, change that to an 8 and make this a 10. Now we can do 10 minus 1. And that gives us a 9. 8 minus 2 gives us a 6. And 8 minus 7 gives us 1. We're going to drop down that decimal. 2 minus 1 is 1. And again, 2 minus 4, we cannot do. So we have to go to that 3, borrow 1. Now it becomes a 12. This goes to a 2. So 12 minus 4 is going to give us 8. Okay, and then 2 minus 2 is nothing. So our difference is $81 there. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Did I lose anybody? Oh, thank you, Faye, for the rose. Thank you. Fayo, thank you. All right, so let's do B, okay? So we have 457. Now here, you have to ask, where is the decimal? Because they didn't write one, but there's always a decimal after every whole number. Hey, Uz, welcome back. What up, Uz? Oh, thank you, Apple. Good. User said add zeros. All right, so yes, we're going to add zeros, okay? So the decimal place goes after always after every whole number, and we can add some zeros, okay? So now we're gonna line this up. So we're gonna do 276.975, okay? We're gonna add another zero there, okay? So we have to subtract, but we cannot take away 0 from 5, 0 from 7, 0 from 9, but we can borrow from this 7. So this 7's gonna go to a 6, carry the 1 here. We're gonna borrow from that 10, make it a 9, carry it over, borrow from the 10, make it a 9, and stop here with 10, okay? So 10 minus 5, thank you, user. Oh, thank you. So 10 minus 5 is 5. And then 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 9 is 0. And we're going to carry down our decimal. And then 6 minus 6 is 0. 5 minus 7 we cannot do. So we're going to borrow here and make this a 3. And then 15 minus 7, I believe that is 8. But let's double check, because if I did 7, that's 7 plus 7 is 14, but 8 plus 7 is 15, so that checks. And then 3 minus 2 is 1. Remember, to check it, you should be able to add these two digits together, and it should give you what you got on the top. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Let me just make sure. So 5 plus 5, I see a 10, perfect. 2 plus 7, a 9, perfect. 0 plus 9 gives me 9. 0 plus 6 gives me a 6. 8 plus 7 gets me that 15. And 1 plus 2 gets me that 3. So I know I did my math right. All right, so we did adding, we did subtracting. Thank you so much, Faitho, for the rows. And now we're gonna do some products, okay? And I'm using that math vocab because it's very important. Like, most people be like, oh yeah, I can multiply, but I didn't know what product meant. So it's very important to use the vocab language. So when you see it, it's nothing new. It's like, oh, I know I can connect them to your previous knowledge, okay? So find each product. So okay, I have a question for you guys. Do we care about the decimals when we are multiplying? I mean, we do care about them, but do we need them right away? Yes or no? Put your answer in the comments. Somebody say yes. Oh, thank you, Faitho. Yes, yes, no. Okay. No, no. Yes. No, no, no. All right. Okay. So whenever you add and subtract, you need them. Now I'm going to show you, you do need them in product, but you don't need them right away. So how I'm going to show you how to do this is I'm going to take away the decimals, okay? And I'm going to look at 1655, and I'm going to times that by 14. Okay. So let me put the 0 because that 0 does matter. Okay, so we're just gonna multiply these digits together, okay? So 4 times 5 gets us 20. 4 times 5 gets us 20, but add 2, so that's 22. And then 4 times 6 gets us 24. 24 plus 2 gets us 26. And then 4 times 1 gets us 4 plus 2, and we get another 6. Now, since we're moving over to the 10 spot, we're going to put a placeholder because we're done with the 1 spot. So 1 times 5 gets us 5. 1 times 5 gets us 5. 1 times 6, and 1 times 1. Now, we're going to put 2 placeholders here, okay? And we're going to do the same thing, okay, with this 0. So 0 times 5, 0, 0 times 6, and 0, okay? And then we're going to add down, okay? So 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 2 is 7. 6 plus 5 is 11. And then 6 plus 6 is 12. But don't forget we have this 1 over here. So that's going to give us 13. And then 1 plus 1 is 2, okay? And we're going to keep that 0. We're going to drop down that 0. So now, remember, after every whole number is our decimal. What we can do is we can count how many digits we have after the decimals. I have 1 here and I have 3 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this decimal place 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so my answer is going to be 2.3170. And that is a way to not get confused by having a decimal here, and it just lightens up. It looks more cleaner, okay? So the what you have to remember is at the very end, you're going to count how many digits you have after the decimal, and that determines how many places you move to put your decimal place. Does that make sense, everyone? Thank you, Slow Motion. Thank you, Black Pearl. Thank you for the roses. Good, I'm getting some yeses. Beautiful. All right, so let's try this one, right? So I would write this one as 1255, and I would times that by, I can't do that. So what we would do, because they have the same amount of digits, huh? So I could do 2, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 5, 5, okay? Again, I'm not so worried about the decimals right now. What I'm focused on is trying to make sure I multiply correctly, okay? And really, you guys, I mean, I'm working with some 4th graders and 6th graders, and it really helps when you know your multiplication facts. Like, I'm teaching my kindergartner. As a math teacher, it's like rough. Well, just teaching your kids in period is a little bit rough. But it's like, I have her on IXL. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but that program is pretty dope. And she's doing 1st grade math. And, it's just like, I don't know. I got lost what I'm saying. But it's kind of difficult. Like, you make it more difficult for your kids when they don't know their basics. Like, this whole thing is overwhelming. So, I mean, even if they're just taking 5 minutes a day doing some multiplication facts, it will help when they start school, okay? So 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1. And then 5 times 1 is 5, but don't forget to add that 1 to it, so that's 6. And then 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1. And then 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Okay, I'm done with this 5. Whew. We're going to put a placeholder because we're moving over to the 10 spot, okay? So 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1 again. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. And then 5 times 2 is 10, carry that 1. And then 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Okay, I'm done with this one. Now I have 2 placeholders, and I'm going to go to the 100 spot. So 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 2 is 4. And then this cancels. And then we're doing 0, 0, 0, okay, because I moved to the 1,000 spot. So now I'm going to do 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 2 is 2. Woo! A lot of steps, y'all. A lot of steps. A lot of steps. Hey, sis. How you doing, hon? All right, so we're going to add down, you guys. We are going to add down. So it says, how do you remember the placeholder? So that's, for me, how I remember is for each level that I go, so I always start with just the 1 spot, but then I cross it out. So that tells me every time, like, I cross out 1, so this next level, I have to do 1, 0. Now I crossed out 2, so I have to add 2 zeros. And then if I cross out 3, on the next level, I have to cross out 3 zeros. So that's how I keep track of how many placeholders I need. For me, it's like easy, just cross out, okay, 3. I hope that helps. Me going to the 10th and would still get the question wrong. I'm telling you, it's because like some of this basic math I had to go back to, and I'm a math teacher, okay? I'm like, wait, 4th grade? I usually do high school math, and it's like, wait, do I remember the placeholder? And like I'm teaching this 4th grader how to write the names of how to say the names, like, like 700 million, just the like 300,000. It's like, ooh, do I even remember how to spell all these words and do all that? When do you do geometry? I'm about to come up with a summer schedule because I'm going to start going live way more. So I don't want to say like off the top of my head, but I'm going to start putting out like a weekly, one of my lives and what am I covering on the lives. So that could just start when people want to jump in, they could start joining for whatever live they want. But I'm planning on going more live like crazy this summer since I'm on summer vacation. Okay. So we're going to add down. So 0. So basically be on the lookout for those. Okay. I'm going to be posting those live. Like I plan on posting like a live schedule every Sunday. So 6 plus 0 is 6. And then 6 plus 4 is 10. Carry the 1. And then 2, 4. Remember this is 2. So we got 6 here. And then 4 plus 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. And then 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 2 is 7. And then have the 2 here. So now don't forget, remember we were doing decimals here. So how many digits, can you guys put it in the chat? How many digits do we have, or how many places do we have to move over to put the decimal in the correct spot? Good. 5, question mark, 5, 5. Beautiful. Yes, it is 5 because we have 2 here and then 3 here. So I'm going to put my decimal here. I'm going to move it over 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know it has to go there. So it's going to be 27.76060. And that is our answer. Wonderful, you guys. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, let's keep it pushing. So we just did the product. Remember, that means multiply. This helps a lot. I have trouble multiplying decimals. Oh, wonderful. Good. I'm glad it could be of help. Now let's go to division, right? Which another word for division, you guys, is find the quotient. All right, so find the quotient. So can you round up? You can round up if they like say round to the nearest digit. If they don't say round to the nearest, just leave it. Allie, I believe like since I do have a little dyslexia myself and age, I help everybody. Like, and I love like color coding. That really tends to help me and some of my other students that do have dyslexia. But yeah, I help everybody. So you have your placement test for the GED on the 13th. So I need help. What kind of questions will be asked? You know what's the best? You know what I would suggest you do is jump online, Google a free GED practice test. They have thousands of them online. And what I would suggest you do is set you a timer on your phone, okay? Like you're actually taking it, have nothing out that you're not allowed to have. Like there's going to be a portion where there's a non-calculator part, right? That they're going to ask you questions. And then the rest of it, you do get a calculator that's going to be online. But that's what I would suggest you do. Google GED practice test. I would suggest you take it Any ones that you get wrong, they should tell you like what topic it's under. And then I have a whole bunch of GED videos, and I do plan on going GED lives for next week for sure. So catch my lives and join me on there, okay? But good luck, study, 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 okay? Oh, thank you, Amber. Thank you. So let's find the quotient, okay? So again, let's talk about it. Remember, the sum and difference, you must use the decimals right away. Multiplying, we didn't need to use the decimals right away. I'm going to ask you the same question. For a quotient, do we need the decimals right away? Does the decimals matter when we're doing the quotient? No, 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 no. Yes. Ooh, okay, we're getting a lot of no's. One yes. Yes, yes. Okay, so in this case, it does matter. And why? Let me explain why it matters. Okay, because what we're going to do is we first have to set it up 0.0176 divided by 25.6476, okay? Remember, we cannot divide by decimals. So what we have to do is we have to make this into a whole number. So what I do to the outside, see, like I'm moving it. So if I move it over 1, 2, 3, 4, then I have to do the same with this decimal that's in the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So really I can rewrite this as 176 divided by 256476. And that's where my decimal's gonna go. Oh, hey, a blessing. I know I missed you guys too. You guys, this is like when you're old and you're pregnant, it just, and your iron's all thrown off and everything, and you working and you got a whole 3 other kids. It's just, and your husband, it's just a lot. But I'm glad to be back. I'm finally on summer vacation. I made it through 2023 school year. Somebody said, let me see what you guys, do you always divide by the smallest number? No, you always divide by the number that's on the right. Okay, the number that's on the right. So whatever number they give you on the right, that's what you divide by. Okay, great question. So now now we're gonna try this out, okay? Try not to use no calculator. Let's just try to so 176 doesn't fit into 2. 176 doesn't fit into 25. 176 does fit into 256, but let's think about how many 176 can we fit? I believe only one. Oh, let's see. So if we do 176 plus 176, 6 plus 6 is 12. And then 7 plus 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. Ooh. And then, no. And then 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So we can only fit 1 in there, okay? Because 2 of them would give us 352, which wouldn't fit in there. So 1 times 176 is 176, and then we're going to subtract. And so 6 minus 6 is 0. Remember, we cannot take away 5 from 7, so we have to borrow. And this becomes a 1. So 15 minus 7 is 8. And just think about, some people are not good at subtraction, and that's fine. But just think about what can you add to here to get to 15, because some people are better at adding. So sometimes my brain works like that. I say, okay, 7 plus 7 gets me 14. That's close, so I have to go up 1 more. And then I do 8 plus 7, okay? That's another way. So we're going to drop down this 4 here, okay? So now we want to know how many 176s can fit into 804. Well, over here we did 2 of them, gives us 352. So if I can double this 352, maybe, let's see. 2 plus 2 is 4, 5 plus 5 is 10, and then 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That does fit underneath there. So my question is, let's talk about it. If I know 2 of them is 352, and then I just did 352 plus 352, how many 176s am I really doing? Can somebody put it in the chat? Somebody said 6, somebody said 4. 4. Yes, it is 4. Because remember, 2 gave me 132. So if 2 of these gave me 352, then essentially another 2 gave me 352. So how many I have 4 total. So that's why I'm going to put 4 right here. And so 4 times 176, we already did the math, is 704. Okay. So now we're going to do 4 minus 4, we're minusing, is 0. 0 minus 0. And then 8 minus 7 is 1. And we're going to drop down that 7. Okay. All right. So now if we know this is 704, right? How much should I add here? Should I add another 352? Or should I add one more? Okay, that 2 said 5. Okay, oh, that's what you're doing. I was confused. Yep, One more. Okay, good. Somebody said one more. So let's add one more to it. So let's add 756, okay? So 6 plus 4 is 10, carry the 1. And then 7 plus 1 is 8. 7 plus 1 is 8, okay? So we're going to add, so we added one more here. So we're going to have a total of 5. Well, let's see. Let's say, I believe I could fit one more in there. I just believe it. Like sometimes you just believe it, right? Well, you could just add one more. Let's see. So 0 plus 6 is 6. 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry the 1. And then 8 plus 2 is 10. I'm over shy of just a little bit, so that I can't go 2, I just have to go 1 like you guys said. So I added 2 plus 2 plus 1, so that's 5, just like you guys said in the comments beautifully. Yep, that's too much. Good. And I showed myself, I proved to myself that it was too much. Like sometimes you have to just do the math to just show, you show yourself, prove it. So good. So 5 times 176 is going to give us that 880. So now we're going to subtract. Okay, so 7 minus 0 is 7. Now I can't take away 0 from 8, so I have to borrow from this one, make this a 10. I'm going to borrow from this 10. This is going to go to a 9. This is going to go stay a 10. So 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 8 is 1. And then our last one to bring down here, hopefully, right? Because I'm running out of room, is a 6. Okay. All right, I already did one more here. So I know I'm at 1056. So I'm assuming that I could fit another 176 in. So if this is 6, let's just say 7. Let's just say 7. So 1056 plus 176. Are you guys saying? Yeah, yes. Okay, good. So I think one more, 2 more. Ooh, somebody said 2 more. Okay, let's see. So 6 plus 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 7 plus 5 is 12. So that would be 13. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. And then 1. Just shy. Beautiful. We're just shy of it. So it is going to be 7 here. Okay. because we have 2 here, another 2 here, 1 here, and I just added another 1 here. So 2 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's how I know 7 is going to go on top. And then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay. And then we could subtract this. All right. So I'm running out of space. I'm going to move this over, you guys. Where should we move it over to? I'm going to move it over to this side. Okay. Sorry. Forgive me. I didn't think it was going to be this intense. Ooh. So we're going to do 1, 2, 7, 6. Can you guys see it? Are we still on the page? Minus 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay. So 6 minus 2 is 4. 7 minus 3 is 4. And then that goes to zeros. So now, if you look back over here, we have no more digits, right? We have no more digits, but we have a decimal right here. And since it did not go to 0, we could add a 0 under here. So we could make this 440. So we know that 2 176 is 352, okay? So 352 will fit underneath here. I'm trying to think, will one more go in there? 352 plus 176. What do you guys say? What do you guys think? Add the 0. Good. What do you guys say? 352 plus one more? Or should we just keep it with 352? Can you explain that again? Why are you adding the 0? Oh, perfect. Why we're adding the 0 here is because when we subtracted these two numbers, we got 44. It did not go to a 0, unfortunately. So we have to add the 0 because we're trying to make it go, when we divide these two numbers, we want it to end with no remainder. So I hope that helps. That's why we're adding this 0 here. Because it ended with, see, when we subtracted, we have 44. And since it had a remainder, we don't want to write this as a mixed number. We want to finish it out. So we have to add the 0. Good. You got it? Perfect. Okay. Just 352. Okay. I'm trusting you. Okay. So somebody said just 352. So we're going to put the 2 here. Okay. So 2 times 176 gets us 352. So we're going to put 352 under here. And we're going to minus this. So I'm going to borrow 1 from here, make this a 14. Then this goes to a 13 and put a 10. So 10 minus 2 gives us 8. And then 13 minus 5, what is that, 8 again? Yep, 13 minus 5 gives us 8. So now we're at 88. We still have a remainder here. So now we have to add one more 0. Okay, so I have to add one more 0 because I still have 88. So now, if we look back at our math, our beautiful digits of math here, you see how we got 352, and then we did 352 plus 352, gave us 704, and then we added one more 176, and we got 880. Boom! So how many 176 did it take? It took 2 plus 2 plus 1, which is 5. And we know 5 times 176 gets us 880. And we end up with 0 as our remainder. That's how you know when to stop. Okay, so this is our beautiful answer. Yes, 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 yes. Whew, that was intense. And so you can see how somebody can get frustrated when it's like very frustrating, like even if they don't not, even if you don't understand, like the adding one little mess up here could have thrown off all our work, so it's just, knowing those facts. 6 plus 6, 7 plus 7, just drilling those into your kids will make their life a lot easier. But they have calculators too. But some places you can't use calculator, okay? So just understand where your direction is. Yes. Joe Martin, I think that's what I saw. Joe Marin. Email me, okay? So my email is at impactmath19 at gmail.com. So my tutoring days are Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. Those are the only days I have available. And my mornings are already taken up by tutoring. So usually I'm in Central Time. So I'm looking to open up from 12 to 4 p.m. Central Time. Okay. So if that time works for you, email me. Alrighty. Oh, Amaria. Okay, you did email me. Then I should. So okay, I will get back to you if you already emailed me. Be on the lookout for some responses. Oh, good. Yes, if you could just email me right now, that would be even better. Thank you. All right, so let's look at B here. Okay, so we have 5.215 divided by 0.25. So again, we're going to write this as 0.25 divided by 5.215, okay? Now remember, we can never divide by a decimal. So we have to move, if we move it over 1, 2, what we do to the outside, we must also do to the inside, okay? And it'll be right here. So we have 25 divided by 521.5. All right, now this is where we love this, because if you can change your mind to think about money, this will help you, right? Okay, I got a quarter. How many quarters can fit into 52? Oh, April said 20.86. All right, April, let's see. So we got, 20.86. That's what April said, 20.86. Okay, I want to see it. Two, good. 2 quarters, perfect, you guys. Because 2 quarters gives us 50 cents, right? So now we're going to subtract. Okay, so we have 2 and 1. All right, can we fit 25 into 21? No. So that's why this has to be a 0 here. Okay. And okay, so I'm gonna do it step by step, okay? Because I don't want to assume anybody knows anything. So 0 times 25 is just gonna be 0, okay? So now we're gonna subtract. So we do 21, and then we're gonna drop down this 5. Okay. So now, how many 25s fit into 215? So think about $2. How many quarters does it take to make $2? Anybody know in the chat? 8. Good. Yes, 8. Remember, 4 quarters make $1. So if we want $2, we have to double it. 8. Wonderful. And remember our decimal, we have to put our decimal up, okay? And then we're going to write 8. So 8 times 25 is 200. And then we have, ooh, okay, April, I see you. We got the 15, drop down to 15. And then again, it didn't go to 0 here. So I have to add a 0 because I needed to cancel out. Now we have, okay, Joe Martin, okay, when I get off this live, I'm going to email you back, okay? Thank you for the email. Okay, so we have $1.50. Okay, $1.50 or 150. How many? 666. Yes. And simple questions like that to your babies. Well, I'm telling you guys, if you start making them think about money, quarters, how can we add this? How it will just save them so much. They'll see it right away. Good. And so that's 0. And that is our beautiful answer. So April, you was right on. Oh, somebody said, wait, can you explain what you mean by 1/4? Because I'm British. Oh, so we call this a quarter. And so like a quarter is like, I don't have no change on me, but it's basically like a coin in the United States. It's worth money. It's worth 25 cents. So it takes 4 of these quarters to equal $1 in, oh yeah, it takes 4 quarters to equal $1, a US dollar. Ooh, I hope that helps. I don't know if that has helped anything, but because I'm not, I don't know what you guys use. So a quarter of $1, it's a fourth. Yes. Okay, good. All right, y'all. Okay, so we just went through a whole bunch of decimal work. Okay, now I want to jump into some fraction work. Okay, where we're doing whole numbers divided by fractions. And then fraction upon fraction, and then end out with order of operations. Okay, taking it up a little level. All right, so we have 2 divided by 1/6. Okay, so have you guys heard of keep, change, flip? Or how have you guys looked at this? 12. Ooh, somebody said 8. 36. Okay, somebody said yes, I have. Good. So we keep this side, we change this to multiplication, and we flip this. This is called, so we could do a reciprocal, okay? That's the vocab word. When you talk about flipping, it's called reciprocal, okay? So we're going to keep this 2. We're going to change this division to times, all right? And then we're going to flip this 1/6 to 6/1. And so when we multiply straight across. So 2 times 6 is 12. Now you could put the 1 underneath, but we know every whole number is under 1. It's always under 1. Like this whole number here is always it was under 1, but you just don't write it. So your answer is 12. So whoever said 12, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's go to B. What do you guys say B is? B is 8. Ooh, love it. Okay. 8. Elizabeth said 8. Okay, we get a whole bunch of 8. So let's check it out. Keep, change it, and flip it. So we're going to keep this 6. We're going to change this division to times. And then we're going to flip, reciprocal this fraction. So we're going to write it over 4/3. And then we can multiply across. Now, I always stress to my kids, okay? Because I'm thinking about if they're going higher and higher in math. If you can grasp this concept of simplifying, what do I mean by that? If I put a 1 under here, I know that 6 and 3, they can cancel out. Because if I divide this by 3 and I divide this by 3, this will go to a 1, and 6 divided by 3 will go to a 2. So now I'm doing 2 times 4, and that is my answer as 8. Yep, I see those 8s coming in. Now there's nothing wrong. It's just more work, okay? There's nothing wrong if you would have said, well, I'm going to do 6 times 4, which is 24, and then I'm going to do over 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8, but it's just more steps. And I'm telling you, when you start to when you have to take the ACT, you have 60 questions and 60 minutes. That's 1 minute per problem. We don't have time to be wasting on writing extra work where we have to think. If you just get in the habit of doing the work as you go, it will save you time. Okay, so I always try to encourage my students, And especially when you get into algebra 2 and you have to start simplifying rational upon rationals, it gets crazy. So if you could do that sooner, it helps. Okay. So here we're going to keep, change, and flip. So what do you guys get for number 3? Yes, 1 minute per problem is crazy. Yes, it is. And so of course they give you problems that you don't have to, you should be able to just look and know. And then there's problems where, okay, it's going to take you some time. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to work it out. But they give you a range. 36, 36, 36. Beautiful. Good, you guys. Yes. So 12 times, and we flip this, 3 over 1. And 12 times 3 is 36. Okay. 36. Beautiful, beautiful. Good, good, good. All right. Oh, don't get confused. Remember, we're not doing 12 divided by 3. Nope, we can never divide a whole number by a fraction. You have to flip it and change it to multiplication. That's the rule. Okay. So now let's do fraction upon fraction. Okay. We're going to do the same strategy. We keep the first fraction. We change the operation to multiply, and we flip. Okay. So we're going to do 21 over 11. That stays the same. We change this to times, and we flip this to 11 over 7. All right. You guys tell me what I can cancel out right away. Does anybody see what we can cancel out right away? I see 3/5, 35. Good. People are saying the 11, 11, 11. Yes, because 11 divided by 11 goes to 1. And the 21 and 7, that's what I was going to ask you. Yes. So the 21 and 7 can also, because if we divide this by 7 and we divide this by 7, this is going to go to a 3. So what is our answer? 3. Everything else canceled out. Good, D. Wonderful. All right, let's try number 2. Let's try number 2. Okay, so we're going to keep this, change it, and flip it. So we're going to do 3/5 times 5 over 1. Okay, what can we cancel out right away? Good, I see those answers. The 5, wonderful. 5 divided by 5 goes to 1, so the answer is 3. Right on. Beautiful. Good. All right, I'll let you guys try number 3. What do you guys get in the chat? Put your answers in the chat. 4/9 divided by 1/18. April said 8. Ooh, love it. This is for nothing. This is just practicing math. 8, 8, 8, 12, 9. Ooh, okay, so we have 4/9 that we're going to keep. We're going to change this to times, and we're going to flip this, 18 over 1. Okay, what can we simplify here? The 8, the 9, and 18. Yes. So if we divide this by 9, that's going to go to 1. And if we divide the 18 by 9, that's going to go to a 2. So we have left 4 times 2. And 4 times 2 is 8. Good. Good. So who are all those people that are saying 8? Wonderful. If you did not get 8, I hope it makes sense now. And I hope you understand why now, okay? And learn from the mistakes. It's always okay to make mistakes. We want to make them now and not on the test, right? All right. Okay, so we're going to evaluate the expression, and we're going to write the answer in simplest form, okay? So what you have to know a little bit about is order of operations. Remember, whenever you have addition, subtraction, you work from left to right. Multiplying and division, you work from left to right. So since it's all division, we're just going to work from left to right, left to right, left to right, okay? So we're going to first tackle these two. So I'm going to keep this 1/6. I'm going to change this. Can somebody tell me what does this 6 flip to? What does this 6, how do I flip this 6? Good. 1/6, 1/6. Wonderful. Good. So, because remember, every whole number can be written over 1. You have to memorize that, okay? Every whole number can be written over 1. So when we flip in this, we can write it as 1/6. So now if we multiply this, we're going to get 1/6 times 6 is 36. Now I'm going to drop down this division by 6. Okay. So now we have to keep, change, flip. Remember, I'm going to put this over 1. So 1/36 times, I have to flip this. So it becomes 1/6. So our answer is 1 times 1 is 1 over, and then 36 times 6. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. So 6 times 6 is 36, carry the 3. 6 times 3 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 216. Yep, that sounds about right. And that is your beautiful answer. Yes. Yep. Yes, send me an email. Like I was saying before, I only have available Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm looking to add some a few more tutoring sessions for this summer. So email me on, but I'm only available because my mornings are already booked up. So from like 12 to 4. But if you like work, just email me. I could do later than 4, but it would just need to be like, okay, you got a test coming up. You're studying for this test. You got a month left to get it. Just email me. We'll talk if you need later than that. Somebody said that's not right. Okay. Well, what did you get? Thank you, Aunt Addie, for the rose. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I will. Brat. Yes, I will. Yep. All right. So let's do B here. Okay. So we're going to keep, change, flip. Okay. Remember, every whole number is over 1. So we're going to do 7/12 times, and we're going to flip this, 1/14. Okay. So let's talk about it. What can we cross simplify? Can you guys let me know? What can we cross simplify? Thank you so much for the roses. 7 and 14. Beautiful. Yes, 7 and 14. Perfect. So 7 divided by 7 goes to a 1. 14 divided by 7 goes to a 2. So we could do 1 times 1. And then 12 times 2 gives us 24. Now I'm going to drop down this divide by 6. Okay. Remember, every whole number is over 1. So we're going to keep this, change this, flip this. Okay. And I'm going to write it over here. So 1/24 times 1/6. Thank you so much for the roses, you guys. I greatly appreciate it. And so now we're gonna keep on going. So 1 times 1 is 1. And then now 24 times 6. So I don't know what that is off the top of my head. So 6 times 4 is 24. And then 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. So 144 is our answer. Good. Thank you, love. Yep, 144. What pen do I use? These are my absolute favorite. They're the G2 Pilot, but you have to get the 10. The 7s are okay, but I love the way it flows with the 10. And they come in all kind of colors. I have like all the colors. I love them. I'm like, okay, don't buy another set until you start using some. All right, so let's do this one, okay? So we're gonna keep this, change this, flip this. So let me show you like the difference. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the difference. Because, okay, remember I told you the Pilot G210, right? This is the 7. It's still nice, but it's not as thick. So we're gonna keep this 3/5. See the difference? Times, and then we're gonna flip this 7/4. Okay. I'm looking here. I can't cross out anything, unfortunately, man. So now I'm gonna do 3 times 7, which gives me 21, over 5 times 4 is 20. Okay. And I'm gonna divide that by the 9/10. Good. All right, so we're gonna keep, change, flip. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna do 21/20 times 10/9. Now, somebody tell me what we can cross simplify. The 10 and 20. Wonderful, yes, the 10 and 20. So I can cancel this out and make this a 1 and this go to 2. Is there anything else? Good. Kaya, you on fire. Yes, 21 and 9. So, but how can I cross them out? How can I cross simplify them? What do 21 and 9 have in common? Good, Ortiz. 3. Yes, Ortiz. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to divide this by 3, and I'm going to divide this by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. And so now we get 7 times 1 is 7, and 2 times 3 gives us 6. So we got an improper fraction. If you're taking your HESI test, they will not leave the answer like this. They'll change it to a mixed number. Good. Kaya said 1 and 1/6. Beautiful. So I was just going to ask, how do we change this to a mixed number? We would do 6 divided by 7. 6 goes into 7 one time. That's our whole number. And then we would have one remainder, right? So we would write this as 1/6. So both of those answers are correct. Yep. Thank you for working GED and math last. Yep, you're so welcome. Okay. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. All right, you guys. Let's do a couple of more, okay? Oops, is it getting blurry? Okay, there it goes. Oh, thank you. You know, I came across some great teachers in my life. And I also came across some teachers that were just scared of math themselves, in elementary. I didn't get good until I got to college. If you would ask my high school math teacher if he ever thought I would be a math teacher, he'd be like, no way. He'd be like, that one there? Ain't no way. But I'm telling you, something just clicked when I got to college. I was going for nursing because, I was like, oh, I'm about to make this money. And then my math professor was like, Evelyn, you're really good. Come work for me. And she showed me her check. And I was like, whoa, I could do this. This ain't teachers, because you always hear teachers are broke, broke, broke. And they are. Let me just tell you, okay? But you got to get to that professor level. And then that's when you start making the real money. But yeah, I just fell in love with explaining. My professor had me work for her, and I had this group of mothers that was struggling, and they was trying to graduate. They was trying, trying to, get further in life for their kids. They were single mothers. It was like a group of them, like 5 or 6. And I remember working with them after the class. We would go work it out, explain it. When I saw their test scores start rising, I was like, this might be what my path is. This is what might be what God has in store for me. And I feel like it's the best decision. I just love helping people understand math, especially my single mothers that are just trying to get to that next level, change the whole dynamic of their family. I just love it. So, yeah. All right. So let's hit number 1 up. Okay. So keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep this 4. Okay. Times, and we're going to flip this. Okay. To 9/8. Now, remember, this is division and subtraction. So I can't do subtraction before division. So we actually had to start here first, okay? That's in your order of operations. So I can put this over 1. So what can we cross simplify? Oh, don't say you're not good at math. I'm telling you, everybody can be good at math. They just have to have that one person that unlocks the language for them to where it's like, that's it. Cause I'm telling you, if I would have had that mentality, I wouldn't be helping the thousands upon thousands of people that I'm helping this day. So don't say you're not good at it. It's just, you just haven't found the right person to explain it to you. 4 and 8, 4 and 8. Perfect. Yes. So we're going to divide this by 4. And you can't get good at something when you constantly tell your mind that you're not good at something. I believe in what you speak over your life does matter. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So you might not be the best, but you can get good. Practice a little bit each day. I'm telling you, 5, 10, 15 minutes a day makes a world of a difference. -1/2, okay? So we have 9/2 minus 1/2. Now, let's talk about this. When we're subtracting fractions, do we need to do anything with our denominator? Does our denominator change? Or does it stay the same? It is. It does not feel good to fail at anything. Trust me, I know. No, it stays the same. Perfect. So 2, we just keep these the same. And then 9 minus 1 gets us 8. But we can simplify this because what this is saying is 8 divided by 2 is 4. And that's our beautiful answer. Good. All right, for number 2, where do we start with? Addition, division. Yes, Mrs. Chai said you have to make them the same if they are not. You have to make them the same whenever you're adding and subtracting. That is correct. Not during division and multiplication, only when you're adding and subtracting fractions. Good, the division, perfect, beautiful. So we're gonna keep, change, and flip. So we're gonna do 5, 6, times, and we're going to flip this, reciprocal. Remember, that's what that means, reciprocal. Okay. And then we're going to cross simplify, okay? 5 and 2, can't do it, but 6 and 3, I can. I divide this by 3, that goes to 1. Divide this 6 by 3, it goes to 2. So now I have 5 times 1 is 5, and 2 times 2 is 4. Now, let's not forget we had this 3/4 here. And thank goodness they're giving us the same denominator, right? So we don't have to worry about all that hot mess. So 4 and 4 is going to stay 4. And then 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Good. See those 2's coming in. Beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys lead a little bit on this one. So we have 3/8 times 1/9. Remember, this is over 1. We change it, and we flip it. Can somebody tell me the fraction that I get right here? Oh, thank you, Norma. Good. I see divide first. Good. Can somebody tell me what fraction I get? Isn't that the truth though? It said somebody said, "Tell me why I understand math more now than when I was in high school." It's crazy. Like, I don't know if it's like a maturity thing for certain people brains. Like, I know I needed that maturity or something, but it's like, man, it's like I totally understand math. It makes more sense to me now. It was like crazy. In high school, I was like, this is crazy. 1/8, 1/24. Ooh, we coming up with different answers. 1/8, 1/8, 1/24. Okay, so remember, 3 divided by 3 goes to 1, and 9 divided by 3 goes to a 3. So we would have 1/8 times 3 would give us 24. So the 1/24, thank you. It's okay if you said 1/8, just learn why. Remember, this is 3 divided by 3 goes to a 1, and 9 divided by 3 goes to a 3. This 3 has to stay down here with the 8. That's why it's 24. Okay, now, oh, womp womp. Okay, they give us one that doesn't have the same denominator. We're subtracting. So we have to make these the same. So what do I have to do to this in order to make this 8 go to 24? Times by 3. Beautiful. Yes. And what I do to the bottom, I must also do to the top. So 3 times 7 gets me 21. And 3 times 8 gets me 24. Now I can subtract. 21 minus 1 gets me 20 over 24. But we can simplify this. Ooh, somebody said 5/4. 5/4, is it? So what did you divide? What do we divide this by? 4? Yes. Okay, I see it. So 20 divided by 4 gives us a 5. And then 24 divided by 4, doesn't that give us a 6? 5, 6? No, I do not teach calculus, unfortunately. I would have to remember too many things, work too hard. I mean, I do some things in calculus that I love, like you'll never forget. Like some things you just love, like some parts of calculus you love. But like the related rates and all that kind of stuff, oh, ooh, I haven't done it in a long time. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's all I have for today, you guys. Thank you for hanging with me. Be expecting. So I'm gonna start this Sunday. Be expecting my schedule to be out. All right. Where I'm gonna be doing GED, ASVAB, HESI, T's, and like middle school math, high school math. Thank you for joining me. You guys have a wonderful night, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you. Bye, you guys.